You've got to find a way to purge that urge, bro. Look, it's natural to want to relapse over and over again right after you lose your NoFap streak. Now, why is this? The brain is going to be chasing dopamine. The brain is going to be chasing that next high, that next rush. And so if you're somebody who has relapsed, you may have noticed that you might find yourself in a period of procrastination. You're feeling lazy, you're feeling tired, lethargic, you're doing unproductive things that release dopamine. For example, watching movies and Netflix, or you might be eating unhealthy food, or once again, you might just be relapsing over and over again, but that's because the brain is now in a cycle of wanting more and more dopamine. This is known as the chaser effect, right? And I'm going to give you a tip of advice. If you want to be successful on your NoFap journeys, on your NoFap streaks, you really have to be aware of the concept of the chaser effect. You have to be awake to the fact that your body and the brain in particular is going to be chasing that next high. It's going to be looking for that next rush. And this is why the cravings are so deep, right? This is why the cravings are so big, so huge in nature when you relapse. It's because the body or the brain is chasing that next high. Where's it going to come from? And this is why I refer to the addiction to pornography and masturbation to a drug addiction, right? The two go hand in hand. They're pretty much the same things. So how do you make sure that those urges aren't creeping up on you? How do you make sure that in the first couple of days after you relapse, you manage to jump straight back onto your NoFap streak without falling back into the constant process of relapsing, without falling for the chaser effect? Well, first of all, I've already mentioned that you have to be aware and awake to the fact that your body is going to be chasing that next high. It's going to be looking for that next dopamine release. Well, if you are aware of this, then you can find ways to prevent it, right? You can find ways to fight against those thoughts and those urges that are going to be coming into your brain. Secondly, food is a very, very big thing. So I often used to struggle with eating unhealthy food as soon as I'd relapsed. That's because I'd be trying to find the next dopamine release, right? The next rush. Even though I wasn't aware of it at the time, I realized now that actually my body was craving those unhealthy foods because I just wanted to feel good, right? I wanted to feel soothed and feel nice, just like I did when I relapsed, when really all of that should be avoided. So the tip of advice that I'm going to give you today is if you want to be successful on your NoFap journeys and your NoFap streaks, be aware of the fact that your brain is going to be chasing that next high. And secondly, do everything you can to prevent it. So obviously you're going to have to find ways to distract yourself as soon as those urges come in. But a better piece of advice that I'm going to share with you is to eat healthy food and drink water. This is going to provide your body with the energy, the nutrients it needs to continue performing at an optimal level. You see, what happens when you relapse is you release all of your bodily energy, right? Your life force energy that gives you the drive to go out and create and be the man you are. Well, all of that's depleted when you relapse. And so how do you replenish the body? Food is a very, very important thing. And the amazing thing about food is you can feel the energetic effects straight away. So because I'm now aware of what the brain is like after a relapse, I can now find ways to counteract the urges that are going to come in as soon as I've relapsed. So right now I'm on day 3 of NoFap, and I've been eating healthy food because I'm aware that I want to jump straight back onto my NoFap streak. Okay, I don't want to go back to the addiction to pornography and masturbation. I don't want to be in a constant cycle of relapsing. I just want to forget about the relapse and jump straight back onto my NoFap streak. And the only way, or the best way that I can guarantee that, is by eating healthy food and drinking water and making sure I'm not feeding my brain the dopamine that it's craving. Right? So this is known as the chaser effect. And look, this is going to happen when you relapse. You're going to feel urges that are going to seem unignorable. You're going to want to chase dopamine. You're going to want to eat unhealthy food. You're going to want to procrastinate. You're going to want to be lazy. Your brain is just going to be chasing that next high. And this is why I compare an addiction to pornography and masturbation to an addiction to drugs or anything else, right? The two go hand in hand. They are the same. This is how severe a PMO addiction can actually be. But once again, if you are aware of what the brain is going to be chasing after you relapse, then you can find ways to counteract it. You can find ways to fight against it. And look, I'm just giving you tips of advice that have worked for me. I was somebody who has taken time to learn the art of semen retention and NoFap, and I'm finally now in a stage in my life where I no longer watch pornography or masturbate, and I'm happy with that. But it's taken me a long time to get there. Okay, it's taken a lot of inner training, personal training, getting to know my body, my mind. And so the advice that I share with you, well, hopefully it can help you on your NoFap journeys and streaks as well. Divine Masculine Tantra, I hope to see you on the next video.